what do these early voting numbers look like, and what, if anything, can we read into them? News Channel 5's John Kosick has had his calculator out, and he's breaking the numbers down. And especially in light of what we were just looking at, what you found is a little surprising.
Yeah, like 4 years ago, there was just an impressive showing. It was almost like a carnival-like atmosphere compared to 4 years ago when you saw it in Tracy's piece, the people out over the weekend. It was an impressive sight. But that being said, when all said and done, the in-person early voting number is down in Cuyahoga County from 4 years ago. Here's the final tale of the tape on in-person early voting. We had more than 45,000 people vote early in person at the Cuyahoga County BOE this year. That's off a hair over 9,000 people, or 16.6% from 2008. Now, heading into the final week, the head-to-head comparison was actually even, despite the fact the hours were reduced this year, but the final week hurt by the weather surrounding Superstorm Sandy. Now, here's an interesting stat, though, on those who have already voted early by absentee or in person this year versus 4 years ago. Democrats are at roughly 90% of their 2008 number for early voting. Republicans, though, 138% of theirs. And the big question mark, independents or nonpartisans at 78% of their early vote total 4 years ago. So what percentage of the vote is actually in? Well, based on the 2008 turnout, 37.6% of the county's Democratic vote is in, close to 60% of the Republican vote, and about 26% of the nonpartisan vote. Now, state Democrats say their polling numbers show their early voting numbers favor the president, which is important to note because when the polls first close, they just have to hit the tally button, and they're going to be the first numbers that we see.
Right.
So if they do favor the president, we're going to see the president jump out to a huge lead in Ohio, but it's not an indication of how the night necessarily will go based upon what the Republicans say, as their vote will come in later.
And according to all those polls, it could be a long night, John.
Very long night. Ready.
You know, you've got a busy night tonight. You can join John at 8 o'clock on Newsnet5.com for our final pre-election webcast. You can also watch it on the Live Well network. That's channel 5.2, our digital sub-channel. Our political analysts will be here to answer your questions. Stay with News Channel 5 and Newsnet5.com tomorrow, Election Day, for the most comprehensive coverage of all the races.